Hey everyone, Shane here with etrailer.com. Today I have a 2019 Mitsubishi Outlander. I'm going to walk through how to install the CURT Class 3 trailer hitch receiver. Adding a hitch like this on your vehicle is going to give you a lot of different options. Now you want to put a cargo carrier on it, get some of the cargo out from inside the vehicle, put it on the cargo carrier to make up more room for your passengers. Maybe a bike rack. Bike rack, we can put our bikes on the bike rack instead of having to try to load them inside the car or on top of the car. Maybe we want to pull a small trailer or even a boat. It's going to give us a lot of different options to be able to do that. It's going to be a steel construction, black powder coat finish. It's going to hold up really well against all weather conditions. You can see this is what our hitch is going to look like. Our cross tube is visible, but it really doesn't take away from the look of the vehicle. It's going to give us a 2" by 2" receiver tube opening, reinforced collar, give us a little extra stability there, which is going to make it great for a lot of different hitch mount accessories. Our hitch pin hole is going to be here. It's going to be 5/8 inch in diameter. It's going to take a standard 5/8 hitch pin. The hitch pin and clip does not come with this hitch, however they can be found here at etrailer.com. This is what is going to secure any of your hitch mount accessories in place. We're going to have plate style safety chain loops. You can see very large openings. So if we pull in a trailer that might have some larger hooks, we know that those safety chain loops are going to accommodate that. Now as far as our measurements go, from the top inside of our receiver tube down to the ground is going to be about 13 inches. Keep this number in mind for any of your hitch mount accessories that may require a little bit more ground clearance. From the hitch pin hole to the outermost part of the bumper is going to be pretty much level. That you want to keep in mind for any of your hitch mount accessories that may fold up against the vehicle. You want to make sure they're not going to make contact. As far as our weight capacities go, we're going to have a 600-pound max tongue weight, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. So when we're loading that trailer, we're loading the cargo carrier or bike racks, we're going to make sure we're not exceeding that downward pressure. We're going to have a 4,000-pound gross trailer weight, which is a trailer plus a load included. You can use weight distribution with this hitch. Those numbers are going to stay the same. Now that we've gone over some of the features, let's walk through how to get it installed. Start our installation. Our directions aren't going to tell us this, but it's going to make it a little bit easier to remove the rubber hanger that's holding the end of our exhaust on our passenger side. It's going to be located on this outside, right up here next to our frame rail. This is going to be our isolator or hanger. You take some soapy water and squirt down the end of it. You can take a pair of pliers, you can take a flathead screwdriver, even a pry bar, and we're going to slide one end off. It'll give us a little bit of extra room for hardware that's going to be going in one of these two holes here. On our driver's side, we need to remove our tow hook. We're going to take a 9/16 socket. We're going to have a bolt on the outside of the frame rail that runs all the way through. Then we'll have one more right here in the center we need to remove. The tow hook will not be reinstalled. Next, we'll raise our hitch up into place over our passenger side on our exhaust. We'll come up with our driver's side. We're going to have two carriage bolts. You notice these two holes here. We're going to line them up with a hitch. We're going to make sure our bolt goes through the hitch on the outside of the frame rail and then through those holes in the front rail. We're going to do the same thing on our passenger side. We'll raise our hitch up. This time we're feeding our carriage bolts from inside the frame rail against our hitch to the outside of the frame rail. Now if you have an existing weld nut, what you're going to do is you're going to take the hex bolt, conical tooth washer, to make sure the teeth are facing up towards the hitch. And we're going to thread them into each hole on the bottom of the frame rail through the hitch. Only on our driver's side, now that we have this bolt in, we're going to take these two out. We're going to put on plate. We're going to go from the inside through the holes and then through the hitch. And on the opposite side, we're going to put on a flange nut. So now on our passenger side, our bolts are coming from the inside of the frame rail going out. We're going to put the plate on the outside. And then we're going to put on our flange nuts. Then we'll take a 3/4 inch socket. We're going to tighten down our flange nuts first that are going through the frame rails. Then we'll come back with an 11/16 socket. We're going to tighten the 2 bolts that are going into the bottom of our frame rail. Then we'll come back and we're going to torque all of our hardware to the specifications and the instructions. Once you get all your hardware torqued down, go ahead and raise our exhaust back up. Might be a little bit easier if you spray some soap water in your hanger. Make it a little slide on just a little bit easier. Once you have your exhaust back in place, you're ready to go. It's going to do it for a look at an installation on the CURT Class 3 Trailer Hitch receiver on a 2019 Mitsubishi Outlander.